The purpose of this video is to demonstrate how to use Ansible playbooks to automate different tasks in Kasten by Vim. In this video, we're going to run different Ansible playbooks to install Kasten by Vim, then to configure location profiles, and finally to create Kasten policies to export our applications to an object storage. Okay? In the next video, we're going to demonstrate also how to use Ansible playbooks to import all these applications in a different Kubernetes cluster. In this case, we have a production cluster running in Google Cloud Kubernetes Engine. Actually, we have 4 nodes, and we have some applications running in this cluster in different namespaces. Actually, we have here 3 different applications, basically databases, in different namespaces. We're going to use these applications to demonstrate how we can export and import applications with Kasten. Of course, everything automated by using Ansible playbooks. In order to run these Ansible playbooks, we're going to need 2 variable files. The first one is basically a vault with sensitive data. Okay, this is the name. If I check this file, it's going to look like this because it's a vault. The sensitive data is protected. Basically here, we need to provide the credentials to connect with AWS or with Google Cloud or Azure, depending on where we're going to install Kasten. Okay. Also, we need another file with different variables. This is going to be used to select where we're going to deploy Kasten. In this case, in Google Cloud, in the Kubernetes engine, the company and email address, so we can accept the end user license agreement, and also the storage class. The storage class is going to be used only during the import process in case we decide to import in a different platform. For instance, we're going to export the applications from Google Cloud Kubernetes engine, and then we're going to import the applications in AWS Elastic Kubernetes service. Okay, so of course we're going to use different storage classes. In this case, the storage class is the one we're going to use in the target cluster where we're going to import the applications. So now we are ready to run the first Ansible playbook. The first one is used to install Kasten by Vim. Okay. If I run this playbook by using this command, I'm going to be asked for a password in order to read the vault. And then the Ansible playbook is going to run. First, it's going to create the namespace for Kasten. Then it's going to add the Helm repository for Kasten. The next step is basically to install Kasten in the selected platform. In this case, as you can see, it's installing Kasten in Google Cloud. Okay. This process is going to take some minutes because it's going to wait until all pods are up and running. And finally, it's going to update a config map in order to accept the end user license agreement. As you can see here, the process is complete. I can see the pods for Kasten are all up and running. I can see also the services. Here I have the IP address. I connect to the Kasten instance, and you can see it's up and running. Everything is working fine. You can see I have all the applications visible here, basically the MongoDB, MySQL, and Postgres. Nothing is configured yet here. I don't have any location profile. I don't have any policy yet. That is going to be done with the second playbook. So the next step will be running the second Ansible playbook in order to configure the location profiles. Okay? So if I run the second playbook, put the password for the vault, and basically this playbook is going to read a CSV file with the names of the buckets I want to add as a location profile in Kasten, and it's going to create all the location profiles based on those buckets. For the credentials, again, it's going to use the variable files, the vault. Okay? For this example, if I go back to Kasten, go to settings, I can see now I have 3 different location profiles, because in this case, in the CSV file, I provide the names for 3 different buckets in different cloud providers. I have a bucket here from Google Cloud, another one from Azure, and the last one from AWS. Okay? All 3 were created from were created by using Ansible playbook. And the last step will be to create the policies in order to protect our applications and basically export the application data to one of these location profiles. So before running the last playbook to create the policies, we need to check whether the applications, the namespaces, are using the proper labels in order to set the frequency for the backups for the policies. So the idea is every application has a label. Okay, every namespace has a label. It could be for daily backups, weekly backups, monthly backups, and so on. Okay, so in this case, my 3 applications have different frequency. Okay, and the playbook is going to create a policy according to this frequency. That's the idea. Okay, so remember, before running the third playbook, in order to create the policies, you need to assign the proper labels to the namespaces. The last playbook first is going to create a couple of policy presets. A policy preset in Kasten is basically like a template for policies, and these templates are can include frequency for the backups and also the location for the backups. Okay, so in this case, one of the things you should check is the location. Okay, so for instance, in the policy preset directory, I have some YAML files to create the policy presets. If you check any of these, for instance, the daily preset, you can see the frequency, how is set in the YAML file, and also the location. Okay, in this case, the name of the profile. Okay, so if you go to Kasten, you can see the profile with that name is basically this one, the profile using the Azure Blob Storage. So that part is not automated in this project, so I recommend to edit this profile name in the preset before running the playbook. Okay, if you need to use any other name for the location, that's up to you. So in this case, we have 3 applications with different frequency. We're going to use different presets for these frequencies, and the playbook is also going to create the policies using the proper preset. So if I run the playbook, the third one is going to create the policies. One of the most important parts of this playbook is not just creating the policy, it's also going to collect the import data string. Okay, so here we can see the playbook is complete. So if I go to Kasten and I go to policies, I can see the policies are already created. 4 policies were created, 1 for every application, and a 4th policy to back up the cluster-wide resources. Okay, you can see every policy is using a specific preset to define the frequency and the location for the backups. Okay, so you can go here to presets and you can see the configuration for every of these. Okay, these presets are also created with the same playbook. So for the daily backup, you can see the backup window, and also if you edit here, you can see the location for the backup. Okay, the location profile. And as I already mentioned, for every policy, the playbook is going to collect the import string. Okay, this string is required when you want to import the application in a different Kubernetes cluster. Okay, so if you check the create policy folder, you can see there is a new file here. I can check the file and you can see every application name plus the string from the policy. This string is collected by the playbook and later is going to be used when we import the applications. Okay, we should copy this file to the directory where we have the playbooks to import the applications. So I'm going to copy this file to this directory where I have the policies for the DR cluster, the playbooks for the DR cluster. Okay, so this file is going to be used later when we run the playbooks to import the applications in the target Kubernetes cluster. So that's it for now. This is for the export process to export the applications. In the next video, we're going to explain how the playbooks work to import the applications in a destination, in a target Kubernetes cluster.